Well, that's been a bunch of good news. I'm excited about the debate tomorrow, and Trump's going to slaughter Kamala Harris, and it'll be fun to watch. But the bad news is Congress is back in session. That's friggin' awful. That usually means that you're about to get poorer and you're going to get less free. Joining me now, one of the good people there, Congressman Tim Burchett out of Tennessee. He's also on the House Oversight, Foreign Affairs, and Transportation Committee, which that's going to matter here in a moment. Congressman, well, Congress is meeting now, and of course, we're hearing about the SAVE Act and a budget. And can you give us an update on what's happening there?
Yeah, our leadership is looking at pursuing this CR, continued resolution, which is really just us foregoing our duty, our constitutional duty of passing a budget. So we just passed a funding package that basically is just a continuation of the bad policies before. But now we've come up with this idea of putting the SAVE Act on it, which verifies that they're American citizens. But you know, coming up on a presidential election, people that are voting, of course, would be American citizens. We've already sent that over to the Senate once before. It's sitting on Schumer's desk. I don't know that it does a whole lot of good right now. I frankly don't think that we got the votes to even pass it, because it's forcing people like myself to vote for terrible Nancy Pelosi spending packages. And, you know, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. So we can pass this SAVE Act, which there's no way that it could be enforced in time before these presidential elections anyway. So I would think we just focus on passing a good spending bill.
Why does that never happen? Is that just a thing of the past? Because as you rightly pointed out, we've been so slow frog boiled for so long. Any CR is a scandal in and of itself. That should not be something that ever happens, and that's all we ever get now. Just so no one ever has to make a tough cut on anything, just keep blowing through all of our money while the Titanic slips beneath the waves. Are we ever going to actually get a budget passed anymore?
I don't know. I would hope we would. Jody Harrington's got a committee that does it, that, you know, the budget committee. I would say no. In 30 years, we haven't had the guts to do it. And that's by design. Let's just be honest. They don't want to pass single spending bills like we do in Tennessee in the legislature. They make fun of Tennessee, but it does have a balanced budget, constitutionally mandated, as a matter of fact. And they continue down this path. And the big boys don't want to have to justify their spending packages. And they'll say, Burchett, we could be here all night. Well, dadgummit, let's stay here all night. If, you know, everything I've got that I put forward, I can defend. I say we should make everybody defend all their spending. And I think that'd go a long ways.
Congressman, you are also on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and you have a new report out about the Afghanistan withdrawal. What's in it?
Well, it just shows the disaster that the Biden administration is, and their continued myth that, you know, they did everything they could, and they try to blame it on Trump. And then the legacy media are just lapdogs for this administration. Hell, they put them in power. They're the reason they're there, and they're going to just keep going with the lie. And you know, that's why you got an adult old man in the White House right now that the press is even requesting his presence anywhere. And they've covered for him everybody says 3 years. It's really been longer than that. They covered for him when he was in office. And it's going to show that, in fact, that the suicide bomber that killed those last 13 people was, you know, in a sniper's sights more than once. The military lack of intelligence, I would say, called him off of that shot. And it's going to show that we had a program in place that would get people out before the Taliban took over. And then they started implementing that program after the Taliban had already took over. And, you know, it's just on down the line of just the ridiculous things this administration has done, and the cover that they've received from the media is disgusting. It's truly disgusting.
I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.